My Favorite Mortgage podcast. Want to thank all the listeners for joining us. My name is Jaimie Booth. I'm a licensed loan officer in Arizona and Texas, and I wanted to welcome you to My Favorite Mortgage podcast. Yay! That's the second time I've done that. Today, we've got a very special guest, Michelle Gernadini. She is a licensed realtor here in Southern Arizona. I just want to say thank you for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm super excited. I love talking, so it's like this will be fun.
Yeah. Is this your first podcast? Third?
I think so. It's my third, I think.
Third?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you're a pro at this.
I wouldn't say that, but I've done it before.
Well, you're a pro at real estate, and that's why we brought you on, because you've been doing this realtor for
12 years.
12 years. Mm-hmm. Wow. So you've lived through...
I lived through the recession.
Crash.
Yeah, I lived through that. I was actually in the mortgage business before that. So 2004 through 2007, saw that whole demise, and then got back into real estate for some crazy reason. But
because this is fun.
It is fun.
This is
interesting. So.
Yeah, but it's no one transaction is alike.
Right.
Everyone has something unique to their particular transaction. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is super fun, especially nowadays.
We're just working within the dynamics of the market. I think.
And market shifts change so fast that we're preparing for the worst, and then things get better, and it's a pleasant surprise.
Yep.
So I wanted to let our audience know, and those in Tucson, Arizona, if you're looking for a fantastic realtor, let's get to know Michelle. So before you hopped on, I just wanted to clear things up. You're a newlywed.
I am.
How long have you been married?
Celebrating my first year wedding anniversary on Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. So it'll be
really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. That feels like it was just yesterday.
I know.
The pictures.
Yeah.
A year.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. It's been fun.
It's been fun. Hey, guys, I don't know if you know this, but when you get married and you receive gifts, like cash gifts, you can use that as your down payment.
I did not know that. I guess I knew that before. Okay.
Yeah,
now I know.
And you know what's so funny? We've done this a couple times where we had to show the wedding invitation date to correspond and match up with the cash deposits in their bank account. And we were actually even able to go on Facebook going, here you go, Mr. Underwriter. This was their wedding. All this cash, because we don't really like cash in the mortgage world. But yeah, you can use gifts of cash from your wedding as down payment.
Did not know that.
Yeah.
That'll work out really well for the wedding expo that we're going to be at next month, right?
We're getting ready to do that. We're going to meet a lot of brides, and soon-to-be brides, soon-to-be grooms, and that's a huge accomplishment. Mm-hmm. And the next step is buying a house together.
Yep.
So, newlywed, and in this for 12 years, Michelle, what is a hidden talent that you have that comes in handy in everyday life?
Oh, I thought you meant just like a flex.
No. Okay, flex. What's a hidden talent that you have?
I love karaoke. And I can rap every word to Salt and Pepper's Shoe, nonstop, in one breath. Not really.
Really?
Yes.
So, you're a singer?
No. That's why it's a hidden talent, because I can't sing.
Okay.
But I can rap this one song really well.
And so that's always on your card. Wherever there's karaoke, you got to make sure.
Oh, yeah. That song brings down the house, depending on who your audience is.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have to put a little snippet.
Just a weird flex. That's all. Yeah.
And that is a hidden talent for sure. So what grill are you? Buffalo wings, blue cheese, or ranch? Ranch.
They're all the above. I would say ranch, probably.
Ranch?
More often than not, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll blue cheese if it's buffalo wings. What's a TV show that you watch on repeat? Start to finish.
Schitt's Creek.
That's mine.
Yeah.
I put Schitt's Creek
Yeah,
as
Schitt's
number
Creek
one.
for sure. Yeah. I'm actually rewatching Sex Education right now because I love that show too. That's really cute.
I'll have to watch that one. I haven't heard of that.
It's good.
So Schitt's Creek. Anything else?
How I Met Your Mother, I think every few years I'll rewatch that.
From start to finish, season 1 through the end.
Mm-hmm. And then, let's see.
What about Friends?
No, I'm not a Friends girl. I know.
We friends.
I know. I get it. I know. It's not common, but I'm not a Friends girl. I don't know what it.
You haven't given it the chance.
Maybe. I don't know.
You gotta get past like season 3.
I watched it when it was on television. I loved it, but now I can't get into it for some reason. So yeah,
It's very dated now.
I think that's probably why. That could be why.
I do Schitt's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
I think we start to finish season 1. I just wish there were more.
I do too.
Seasons.
It was so good.
It was so good.
Yeah.
And then when I get to like the 5th season, I'm like, I know it's gonna end.
Yeah.
I do Mad Men with my husband.
Oh.
We have started that season 1 through, I think there's 10 seasons. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
And just start to finish. So
Wow.
it's always on, kind of in the background, cooking.
Yeah.
Mad Men.
Bob's Burgers is also another one that I watch on repeat. I love like animated adult animated cartoons.
Yeah.
Or
Family
animated cartoons
Guy.
for adults.
American Dad.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a flex. My brother-in-law is an executive producer for Family Guy.
Really?
He started as a writer about 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's way cool.
So, yeah, my sister's married to Tom Delaney.
Huh.
So he started on, what was that one with Bulky? My Favorite Cousin or something back in the 80s. And then he started on.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're. Okay.
Yeah.
I know what show you're talking about.
So yeah, he's been in. They live out in Palm Springs in LA. So that's my flexes. My
Very
daughter
cool.
loves that her uncle is executive producer of Family Guy.
I mean,
She's a girl. He's so cool. He's so funny. Okay, so that was getting to know Michelle a little bit better, and God, thinking of TV shows. I just started this TV show on Apple. It's called Silo.
okay.
Have you guys seen that or heard of that? Oh my gosh, it is good.
Is it? I heard Apple TV has a ton of really great programming, and I have my Apple TV on another TV, and I just never watch it. So.
No, I never do watch the Apple. Like I know there's the Reese Witherspoon Good Morning show. Never given it a chance, and for some reason I started this weekend, and it was one of the shows where I'm like, it's 11 o'clock. One more. Okay, one more. So that was really good. You gotta check it out.
I will.
Silo. And then I don't know if you've noticed. I came in this morning, and my assistant has, what does she call it? She's ducked me.
Is that what this is? Because there's a little ducky over here. They're
everywhere. Like there's little ducks everywhere.
So cute.
So that's how many on my desk. How many we found?
Wow.
There's, I don't know, 25, 30. There's one in my water bottle.
Oh no.
So yeah,
That's so cute.
I saw the first one. I'm like, hey, there's a duck in my water bottle. Wait a minute, they're everywhere, and so they've been finding them to look right in the doorknob.
Oh yeah.
Stopper.
She got creative. She got really creative. Oh, there's one in the corner there.
So she's filming me. I'm like, is this a TikTok? And she's like, yeah. So we'll have to put that one together. So, yeah. So I guess I was ducked today. I'm going to let you guys take them home, the ones that we find, and you do that for your kids, because that was a fun little scavenger hunt. Oh, look, there's one here, too.
Yeah.
Anywho, back to the podcast, My Favorite Mortgage. We like to talk about the ins and outs of the home buying journey, from start to finish, pre-qual to closing table, and after that. So, Michelle, is there a favorite or memorable transaction you'd like to share with us today?
Yeah, I mean, when you've been in this business throughout all the market dynamics, like I started when the housing market crashed and you could buy 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom house for like $75,000. That's insane. And now we're like on the other end of the pendulum, where we're, crazy high rates, crazy high prices. But I do have like just a funny experience when, and this is just like more of a gut thing than anything. I had sold a house to one of my investor clients a few years back, and it was close to U of A. And it had been abandoned for, like 5 years. Like nobody had been living in it at all.
Okay.
So they had squatters in the house. Because when we walked in, there was like spray paint on the walls, just things like that. They wanted to buy it, right? Yeah, kind of. I don't even remember any broken windows. I just remember the spray paint there. So on closing day, I went to pick up keys, and I wanted to do just a quick little tour of the house before, just to make sure everything was okay. So I walk in, I look, I'm like, okay, everything still looks trashed. Sorry. Oh, there we go.
There was a duck.
Flying duck. And I walk over to where the master bedroom is. So I walk down the hallway, and to the right was a master bedroom, and I try to open the doors. I was like, I don't remember leaving this door shut. And so I tried to open it, and it was locked. And there was just this overwhelming feeling that was just like, get out now.
Yeah.
Leave. So I just darted out of there, and I dropped off the keys with my client, and I just said, hey, I just want to let you know the door was locked. I got this really weird feeling. Just FYI, keep that in mind. And he's like, okay, cool. So he calls me like a week later, and he's like, Michelle, you're not going to believe what happened. And so when they went back to start cleaning everything out and start, doing their thing, they opened up the master bedroom, and the window had in fact been broken at that point.
We're getting it.
Yeah. And they had left a surprise in the bathroom. Great. And then they also left a box of goodies of personal sex toys. And they were like, all right, I guess that it is what it is. So it was one of those things where it ended up being a little bit funny, but also just that sensation of like trusting your gut.
Yeah.
And those moments of like reassurance.
You never knew what was
you need to get out of there. Yeah, because I don't know who was behind that. I mean, obviously they were having a really good time. I didn't want to be a part of that. So that was pretty memorable.
Well, I'm thinking, when you're telling this story, I'm thinking like safety reasons, right? You were there by yourself.
Right.
Beautiful young female trying to open up a door. You never know what was on the other side.
Don't know. Yeah, it was one of those like really big moments for me personally in my practice where I was like, okay, you can't just walk in. You get to a point in your life where like you don't feel as invincible as you once did. Yeah. And so you start behaving. You start just being a little bit more mindful of your actions.
Right.
What you're doing.
Right. Yeah. You're more cautious. Mm-hmm. You're more observant of your surroundings. Mm-hmm. And when you're young, that's the last thing you're thinking.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the keys, walk in the house, and get out. And that's just not something that I can do anymore.
How about I'm starting to do? And this is where I'm like such a nana. I used to get so frustrated. I would come up to a green light, right? And if someone wasn't going fast enough, I'm like, why are you slowing down for a green light? It's a green light. Okay, so now I'm coming to a green light and I'm slowing down to look both ways.
Yeah.
Where before it would piss me off that they weren't speeding up. Right? And now I'm like, I've seen too many, I've witnessed people running red lights, and you realize how common running a red light, not intentionally, sometimes intentionally, is that I'm now becoming that nana. Right.
Well, I think that's Lily approach. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Just being a little bit more aware of your surroundings, and you don't want to get to the situation where you're in trouble. So,
yeah.
I appreciate that.
And I was, even 5 years ago, I was like, why are you slowing down? It is great. Do you do that?
Sometimes. I've got a little bit of a lead foot. That did actually happen to me yesterday. I was on my way home, and somebody ran the stop sign. Yeah. And I was like, because my husband's always like, you need to look both ways and you slow down in this. Yeah. And sure as heck, there, that happened there. But
And you just like,
well, it startled me. So I was like, you needed to stop, but he didn't, and I, there could have been a situation, but thankfully there wasn't.
right? And he was in the wrong, and you're like,
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
He rather stop.
yeah. But you know what? I'd rather, be cautious
Yeah.
and walk away and drive away with nothing happened. But yeah, that's what I've been noticing I've been doing lately.
Yeah.
Is slowing down for the green light. I'm that person. I'm sorry, but I am. Well, I'm glad your investor was able to, not have to deal with squatters still currently in there and just cleaning up the remains of their fun time.
I mean, at least they were having a good time. So that we know.
Any other stories you'd like to share?
Recently, and this is more of an FYI, I guess, actually for agents, for sellers, for buyers, it's for everybody.
Cautionary tale.
Yeah, cautionary tale, absolutely.
Yes.
So I had a gentleman reach out to me via Zillow a while back, and he wanted to sell this vacant property and needed to sell it really quickly. And I did a very...
Was it land or...
It was vacant land.
Land.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did a preliminary search through our title company resources, and everything looked to be okay and copacetic. And I thought, okay, great. So once we got the title company involved, they ended up sending a letter to the address on record.
Okay.
And about a week later, this gentleman calls me and says, hey, I don't know who's trying to sell my dad's property, but we're actually in the middle of a lawsuit. We can't sell that property. There was this whole thing. And then it turned out that the gentleman that I had been communicating with was fraudulent.
Fraud.
Yeah. He was a fraudulent seller. And I guess it's been happening a lot. The title company just, they said that now they're taking proper measures. So anytime that there's a vacant land situation that goes under contract, they mail a letter. They do a few, they have a checklist now that they can do so that nobody ends up buying a property that they technically don't own. Because that has happened.
Yeah, we had a title rep come in and talk on exactly that.
Yeah.
Because she's like, who really drives by your vacant land, or maybe this guy was out of town. And it's very easy to get county records of who owns vacant land, and then they're impersonating. And agents, we've become more digital in this world, especially after COVID. So meeting face to face isn't,
it's not always a possibility.
Right.
And I think what they're doing is that they're targeting vacant landowners where there's been a certificate of death that's been issued. So yeah, if there's an owner who has passed away, or a property that was in a trust with an owner who passed away, that's who they're targeting.
I'm really glad that was caught.
Yeah. And then I had a few other agents reach out to me because then they targeted those people. And so they just
kept going.
They didn't care.
Going. Wow.
And it must work.
Yeah.
It must work.
That's what Sam said, is that, it's not just Tucson or Southern Arizona. This is nationwide. This ring of fraudsters taking advantage of agents and doing the paperwork, and, whatever their story is. I have this vacant land I want to sell.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gone through.
Oh, it has. The title company was, I don't think it had happened to them, but I know that it has happened before, where the buyer takes ownership and then the true owner steps up and is like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah. So I guess moral of the story is make sure your information is accurate. Where you own land is, make sure your address is correct, maybe the right name, or if someone has passed, who's now taking care of it, make sure all of your information is correct.
Well, I think that's the importance of the due diligence period, right? That's why a buyer is going to conduct their due diligence, especially when it comes to land. I think with homes, it's a little bit less convoluted. There's fewer factors, but when you're talking about vacant land, there's a lot of stuff that goes into that, And so the due diligence period, making sure you conduct your investigations, your inspections, checking the title report. That's a huge one, because I think that's often overlooked. But just working with your title agency. All that stuff.
Well, the title report's pretty long, and it's a lot of words.
It's
And
boring.
It's boring.
Nobody wants to
Right.
look at that.
So we're actually doing a lunch and learn with learning and reading what a
Yeah.
title commitment is. So
What those mean.
Right.
Those sections mean, the
Exactly.
schedules and all of that. Yeah. Yeah, that's
Exactly.
super important.
we've got all the important contract docs, then all the loan docs, and then title docs. So it gets confusing, and that's what we're here for, guys. If you have any questions on these things, any questions on reading a title commitment, because I know the title company will send it to the buyers and they're like, here's something else with a lot of verbiage that is geared for us.
Right.
So please reach out if you have any questions. Our email is myfavemortgage@gmail.com. We'll be happy to connect you not only with a fantastic realtor, but even a title agent if you need help understanding that. And agents, for you guys out there, this is the second time that we have talked about this land fraud. And we want you to just keep in mind to always double check, especially when you hear land. Just put those extra sensors up because it's happening across the entire nation.
Yeah.
Michelle's experienced it. She was lucky enough to have a great title agent to help her. But then going on to agent after agent after agent,
Yeah.
they target you guys. So please be on the lookout. Just do that extra double checking. I'm glad Title's implementing that letter. Yeah, because that's, it's not going to be 100%, but it's another safety net.
Right. Yeah, it is. That was a very, because you're in this business long enough and you think nothing surprises you anymore,
Yeah.
But there's always that percentage of knowledge that you're not going to know. Like we know the ins and outs of this business, but there's always that 5 or 10% that we're never going to learn because of the shifting
Changes.
market. Yeah, the changes.
Yeah.
Just new things that come up.
Yeah.
I
5 years ago, we wanted to talk to you about that.
No. And 12 years ago, all we were talking about were short sales and foreclosures. So, and now we don't really do that anymore. So there's things change, the tides change. And it's our job to make sure that we stay educated and informed and up to speed on what's going on.
Yes. Well, thanks again to Michelle for coming on. We do want to finish out with a few fun things that we like to do. And so my lovely assistant decided to give us riddles.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Okay. What can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less?
Air.
Good guess. No, the answer is a hole.
Oh, it's funny. Okay.
You've heard that one. I know
Yeah.
I've heard that one.
To make it wait. Oh, right. Yeah.
What has 13 hearts but no other organs? 13 hearts.
No. Oh, took a card?
There you go.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
See, she's
I got
smart. See, last one. Where's the only place that today comes before yesterday?
Wait, where's the only day that today?
Where's the only place where today comes before yesterday?
Tomorrow? Right? No. Yesterday, tomorrow, today, the present. I have no idea.
A dictionary. You shoot the messenger.
Yeah. I am not very good at riddles. So
Yeah,
I got one.
I'm not good at riddles either. Do you have any?
No.
No?
I heard one yesterday, but I don't remember what it was. And it was the same answer, was a hole.
Something else to make it feel lighter. I have one that I've said for years is what dries as it gets wet? Don't think that way. What dries as it gets wet?
Yeah, I don't know.
A towel.
What drive the kids? Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess you're right.
That's the only one that I actually know and have ever memorized, and it's so lame.
Yeah, jokes and riddles are just not something that I
Yeah.
can ever retain.
Well, we've gone through all of our dad jokes to where they're really just bad. I wanted to, again, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me. Sorry.
Of course. This was fun. And guys, if you have any questions, like I said, we are available at myfavemortgage@gmail.com. You can find us on Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeart, YouTube, just about anywhere. So please feel free to reach out with any and all questions. We have the time, so why not pick our brains?
Yeah, we definitely do.
We have the
We're always
time.
available.
Exactly. So again, thank you so much. Please like, rate, share, follow us, or make any comments, and we'll be happy to reach out. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Bye.